Well, Tommy, the jump season's in full swing with features at Hastings and Trentham, Riccarton and Ellerslie all to look forward to. Are we safe to follow some of the usual suspects in terms of jumps jockeys?
Yeah, I think so. It was great to see Jonathan Riddell back and win the Manitou steeplechase last week. You know, you've got the old guard of Richard Ignon, Joe Rathbone, Richard Cully, and a couple of other senior riders that are there to hold the fort, and we've got some young talent coming through. So, I think you're pretty safe to follow the usual suspects.
Great to have Jonathan make the decision to get back into the jump saddle, given how well he's done on the flat over the past 12 months.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we're going to see Jonathan out there day in, day out riding jumpers. We all know he's had an extremely strong bond with Paul and Carol Nelson over the years. You know, the jumps jockeys, I think, are the last bastion of the loyalty-based jockeys in the world, and I think that's basically where it's come from.
But great to see Proposition win after what's been some significant breaks in the horse's life, and now as an 11-year-old back to win one of the features in the Manawatu steeplechase. Yes,
and it's good to see Ben Foote document in the papers that when he had those problems that as part owner and last trainer of the horse, that they thought Paul's was the best place for it to go, working uphill, and Paul's very, very good with tendons. So it's good to see him back on deck and winning races.
What about some of the newer, lesser known brigade of jumps jockeys? Who should we be looking out for?
Look, I've been very impressed with the English lad Daniel Oakton since he's come here this year. He's won 2 or 3 races on Mr. Align and won other races as well. Daniel, unfortunately, is a very tall lad, and he's presently being plagued by a few weight issues. But once again, it's a want. If he wants to be successful, he's going to have to address those weight issues. I know it's something that the Rogerson stable and myself have spoken to him about, and hopefully he'll get a handle on it because he has got a bit of talent.
Cody Singer putting some wins together?
Yeah, Cody Singer going very well this year. He was sort of last year looked like that if he just got the right opportunities, he could go on his winning ways, and he's done that in the earlier part of the season.
And the Ormsby name's a name we know through Chad, but Patrick's posted a win over the jumps too.
Yeah, Paddy's been riding jumpers for a couple of seasons now and just progressing slowly, and I think Patrick's matured within himself a lot in the last 12 months too, and it's showing in his riding, and I think he's a natural horseman. He's got natural ability. Probably just needs to tidy up his style a little bit, especially over a fence, but if he brings all those things together towards the latter part of the season, I think we could see him riding quite a few winners.
How are you coping watching from the sidelines? Are you tempted to pull the riding boots back on?
Not well, Rozzo. No. Look, it was a decision that needed to be made. It came about probably a little early. I mean, it had been my intention anyway to ride through until National Jumps Day last year at Wellington, and then pursue other interests. Unfortunately, injury came about and curtailed that for me early. Part of life. Chin up and get on with it.
Obviously, injury comes with the territory, and also horse numbers as well. It's probably hard to get the balance right in terms of the number of jumps jockeys available and the horses available.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think we've got too much problem with our horse population this year. There seems to be good numbers around. It would be nice to see a few more jumps jockeys about. We have now quite a few of the English amateurs coming to New Zealand to ride. It's hard work for an amateur jumps rider in New Zealand. We don't have the point-to-pointing system and that sort of thing like they do in England and Ireland, but the British Horse Racing Boards recognise this, and they have now told these amateurs that they may come to New Zealand and or Australia, ride on a Class D professional licence where they're able to get paid, and as long as they don't ride any more than 25 winners while they're in the country, they can still go back to England and ride under their amateur status. So look, that's been a big thumbs up to the British Horse Racing Board for recognising that. It's brought more people into the game, and for someone of the likes of young Samantha Drake, who's attached to the Pam Gerard stable in Ashburton, I think she's another young rider that we can really keep an eye on. She came last year, unfortunately got hurt, went back and ended up being the second female amateur rider in England, and has come back this year with a much improved style, a better attitude towards being able to read a race, and I'm just hoping that we can get the team going well enough for her to ride a couple of winners while she's here.
What about the horses? What are a couple of horses we should be following over the fences?
Look, I think horse from the Myers barn, Lysack's been pretty impressive with what he's done to date. He's only raced in restricted company. They haven't had a crack at a more serious race yet. You could say that he's been beating small fields, but the manner in which he's been beating them, he's been doing it very well. Hurdlers, I think that Harvest the Gold out of the Mark Olligan stable was a terrific run in the Awapuni hurdles last Saturday after only a very light flat preparation. You know, and there's others as well. Solid Steel was a great run. If you'd put another hurdle into that race, he wins by 3. Good to see Victory Morgan and Shane Brown come out with a good winner, and hopefully he can maintain his promise through towards the end of the season too.
People can really take the jumpers to heart, and the modern hero is Hypnotise. He's had 3 wins in the Great Northern Steeplechase and a second for that matter as well. Do you think he's a chance of adding a 4th title in 2011?
Well, did we give him a realistic chance of winning 3 with the weight that he carried, and he put us all to shame? He said, hands up boys, have a look at this. So, you know, why couldn't he win 4? The Connors know him inside out. They're master trainers of a stayer and a jumper, and they seem to have this old fellow worked out down to a T, so I wouldn't put anything past the horse.